Okay, third grade, we are back to continue working on our Grant Wood landscape. There's a few more things we're going to draw in place before we add any color to it. And I want to just take a look at this cover picture first, and I want you to notice how he's made his trees. His trees are stylized in his own special way. They're pretty simple, and you can see the size changes, how big up front in the foreground, medium size, and goes smaller into the background. And he also has included some other fields in his picture and some fencing. He has people here, but we're not going to include people. But I do see a road here. We're going to add a road, and I don't know if you can see it in this one, but right back here there's a windmill hidden, and we are going to make a windmill in ours as well. So we have a few other things to draw, and let's get started. The first thing is, and you can see I've lightly sketched them in the background already, you're just going to take your pencil, and the key is to make it light. Don't draw dark. We're going to be going over these, and you can see how I've made these like little, I don't know, blob shapes, and they're going to represent the trees far off in the background. And so I have some there, and you want to make them different heights. You don't want them all to be the same height. It's much more interesting for your eye to look at when they are different heights. And I'm over here. This one goes up a little bit. And right now, to us, they look like bushes, but we know that they are far back in the distance and pass over that hill, so you don't see the trunk of the tree. That's all. Oh, and I did add one here too. So just that little shape. So now I might add some more trees in a little bit, but I want to go ahead to the road. And I'm going to add a road here from this ground here and in the background. And we're going to do something called one-point perspective, where it looks like things are vanishing or disappearing at a certain point. And I'm going to put a little mark here, just a little mark. You don't want it too big. And then I'm going to put a mark here and maybe a mark over here, okay? And what that's going to do is help guide me to where I'm going. I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to make a line lightly moving towards this line, okay? And then I'm going to go here and make another light line moving towards that dot. So you can see it's wide and it narrows to this dot. Now I'm also going to add a little dot way here in the background, the hills in the background. And maybe a little dot here, a little dot here. And this one is going to continue to get smaller and smaller. So now I end right at that point. So now it looks like a road going far off in the distance. The other thing I'm going to add are some additional farmer fields, and I've made a line over in this ground. And notice that the line that I use is more on a diagonal. It's not straight up and down. I'll go over to this side and make a farmer's field over here. All right. And I think what I will do is along this row, I'm going to make fence posts. So it looks like there's a little fence here. Okay. And way in the back, I want this way in the background, so it's not going to be this big. Not going to be this big. It's going to be really small back here. I'm going to add a windmill. Now the windmill, let me go grab my sketch over here. But the windmill, if we were drawing it really big, is going to look something like that. But we're drawing it small, so we might not see all these details far in the distance. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to make something that looks like an upside down V, but look at how narrow that V is. The middle line, because we do want it to look three-dimensional, is going to be a little bit longer, just like how we did the house and the barn. And I'll connect it. I'm going to make a little line coming up. This is kind of an ovalish look. And there is my windmill. Okay, not a lot of detail on the windmill because it is far away in the distance. Now we can kind of look and see, do I need to add any more trees? Let me see. Maybe I will add maybe some little tree here. Okay. And I think I'm just gonna, well, wait, let me look. What were we gonna do? Nope, I think I'm gonna leave it just like that. Okay? This is pretty good.